I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be.
Nobody talks about yet.
It's the big secret. And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes.
You're damaging an entire industry.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to say that it's a very important, serious topic.
Cory Feldman just dropped a bombshell, accusing none other than Barbara Walters of allegedly shielding the elites and helping to hide their dirtiest secrets.
You're damaging an entire industry.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to say that it's a very important, serious topic.
Why would Walters, a symbol of truth in the media, try to shame Cory for what the industry allegedly did to him?
That's the thing that's so upsetting to me. It's not like it's just me that knows this story.
Other people know.
A lot of people know.
Was she merely doing her job, or was there something darker behind the scenes? And why has Cory Feldman been speaking up for years, only to be silenced at every turn?
I believe there's a lot of darkness in Hollywood right now, and I believe it's been there for quite some time.
Could it be that Barbara Walters was paid millions to keep her lips sealed about what's really going on in Hollywood's shadowy circles? Hollywood has long been a place of glamour, talent, and dreams. But beneath the surface, some claim there's a much darker reality. Cory Feldman, a former child star, has been outspoken about the AB he witnessed and endured, calling out the elites of Hollywood. But one name he dared to question shocked the world: Barbara Walters. Why did she rush to shame him when he bravely spoke out? Did Walters have more to hide than she let on? Let's get straight into it. Cory Feldman has made some of the most jaw-dropping accusations about the AB of children in Hollywood. And what's more shocking is who he says was part of the cover-up, Barbara Walters. According to Feldman, Walters didn't just dismiss his claims out of ignorance, she was actively protecting the very people he was trying to expose. But how does a journalist who built her career on hard-hitting interviews and investigations end up on the wrong side of history, defending an industry accused of rampant AB? Feldman believes it comes down to money and influence. Walters, he suggests, was deeply intertwined with the elites of Hollywood, the very people who have the power to make or break careers. And it wasn't just Walters. Other powerful media figures have also been called out by Feldman, but Walters stands out because of how vehemently she tried to shut him down when he first spoke out.
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes.
But what industry was she protecting? Was it the industry of film and television, or something much darker, involving high-profile figures and sinister dealings behind closed doors? Cory Feldman has been vocal about alleged dark activities within Hollywood from the outset. However, as he became increasingly outspoken, certain individuals within the industry began to suppress his voice, hindering him from further disclosure. One notable individual who attempted to silence him was Barbara Walters.
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
Barbara Walters, renowned for her probing interviews, might have pushed the boundaries in a recently unearthed video clip from an October 2013 episode of The View. During the segment, the seasoned media personality delved into the sensitive topic of Cory Feldman's past A experiences. Feldman had appeared on the show to discuss his memoir, Choreography.
And that's what you were saying in your book. When you talk to when you talk to
They don't
parents,
want me here right now. Trust
Cory.
me.
He further went on saying, they would throw these parties where you'd walk in, and it would be mostly kids, and there would be a handful of adult men. They would also be at the film awards and children's charity functions. Many observers remarked that Barbara Walters appeared to prioritize Hollywood's reputation over Cory Feldman's allegations of childhood SA during her interview with him.
You're damaging an entire industry.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to say that it's a very important, serious topic.
The video clip began to gain significant online attention in the midst of the increasing wave of mistreatment allegations against prominent figures in Hollywood, including film producer Harvey Weinstein. Other actors were also sharing their experiences of SA in the industry. Numerous social media users rallied behind Cory Feldman's allegations, with many noting that his story was one of the earliest to come to mind when the New York Times and the New Yorker published damning reports about Weinstein. One person among internet users wrote, "Barbara Walters was great." Then she downplayed Hollywood peas in the Cory Feldman interview. She had been bought for years by the elites. The social media community began demanding an apology from Barbara Walters due to the resurfaced video in which Cory Feldman discussed the mistreatment of children in Hollywood. This incident marked just one instance where Walters faced public scrutiny for her interviewing techniques. The veteran ABC host had faced previous criticism for seemingly favoring powerful figures within the Hollywood industry.
No.
Prozac?
No. Stop.
Prescription drugs?
Didn't work. The Prozac didn't work.
Are you a good mother?
Yes, I'm an excellent mother.
Ever do drugs in front of your child?
For context, Cory Feldman began his acting career at the tender age of 3. At such a young age, a child cannot provide informed consent or fully understand the implications of entering the entertainment industry. The responsibility often falls on the parents, and it is evident that Cory's mother was aware of the potential financial gains associated with her child's career. This early start in the industry profoundly shaped Cory's life, as he went on to face the challenges and darker aspects of Hollywood.
Because my mom was doing it with somebody on the set of The Lost Boys.
Okay.
This hot little Asian woman who I was sitting there one night because I was like falling asleep and I was depressed.
During Cory Feldman's career peak, he likely earned a substantial amount of money. However, Cory has alleged that his mother exploited his earnings, a common issue faced by many child stars in the entertainment industry. In response to these challenges and the need to protect their earnings, some child stars, like Cory, have taken legal steps to emancipate themselves from their parents' control. These actions have contributed to improving working conditions for child actors, as the industry has become more sensitive to the rights and well-being of young performers.
I was a little frustrated, like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to stay up all night? And this little Asian lady comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, you should just do what your mom does to stay awake." And I was like, "What's that?" And she's like, "Cocaine."
In the 1980s, there was less awareness and knowledge among actors, especially young ones, about how to protect themselves from potential AB in Hollywood. Cory Feldman's experiences during that era served as a cautionary tale for future generations of actors entering the industry. His story highlights the importance of safeguarding young talents and ensuring their well-being in an environment that can often be predatory.
You know, when you get to those ages, all of a sudden they start treating you more like you're an adult, right? And the work code still applies.
In 2013, Cory Feldman took a courageous step by releasing a memoir in which he detailed the mistreatment he and his co-star Corey Haim endured at the hands of powerful men in Hollywood. According to Feldman, these incidents occurred when they were just 11 to 13 years old. His revelations shed light on the predatory behavior within the industry and the vulnerability of young actors, sparking conversations about the need for greater protections and accountability in Hollywood.
I was like, oh, okay, well, she makes it sound so easy and harmless, I might as well. If my mom's doing it, how bad could it be, you know?
Cory Feldman's revelations about the AB he faced during his career, particularly during his childhood years, were not limited to his experiences in Hollywood. He also shared that his struggles with substance A in later life were, in part, a result of the trauma he endured during those difficult years.
Like, we did it, we had fun. It was like, you know, we were talking, we were sitting in this girl's apartment. She takes me out driving. She taught me how to drive a stick shift high on.
And during one of his interviews, he said,
"I can tell you that the number one problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia.
Nobody talks about yet.
It's the big secret."
Cory Feldman's decision to speak out and potentially reveal the names of those who harmed him and Corey Haim underscores the ongoing issues of mistreatment in the entertainment industry, particularly concerning child actors. Similar to Brooke Shields, who faced challenges and exploitation at a young age, Feldman's revelations highlight the urgent need for increased awareness and protection for child actors. By shedding light on these, A. Feldman has sparked crucial conversations that could lead to significant changes in how the industry addresses and prevents the mistreatment of its youngest members, ensuring their well-being and safety.
You freeze. You're in shock. I mean, children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff.
In any case, Cory is not the first celebrity to experience the shady side of Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters, recognized for her tenacity as an interviewer, drew criticism in 2000 when she repeatedly questioned Ricky Martin about his S orientation, an experience that made the singer feel violated. In a 2000 interview, the renowned journalist persistently questioned pop star Ricky Martin about persistent rumors regarding his S orientation. representation. At that time, Martin was enjoying the peak of his fame following the success of his hit song Livin' La Vida Loca, and consistently denied the rumors, despite Walters' insistence on probing the topic. However, the fact Barbra always showed her authority to the actors and stopped Cory for talking truth about the industry directly links her to one of the handlers who have been involved in such dark activities. Barbra Walters is currently entangled in several conspiracy theories, with recent developments suggesting a more serious implication for her. And now Dolly Parton has entered the narrative, shedding light on her perspective and accusing Barbra of engaging in questionable activities as a handler. So let's get started to know how Barbra is allegedly handling this industry. Dolly Parton is undeniably a national treasure, celebrated for her saintly demeanor and remarkable generosity in contributing to charitable causes. Few individuals can match the authenticity of this country singer, who has consistently embraced her true self. Despite occasional attempts to discredit the iconic 9 to 5 singer or downplay her achievements, Parton effortlessly asserts herself with Southern charm, a gracious smile, and a timeless sense of class that outshines those who attempt to undermine her.
Stumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition.
A notable instance of this dynamic unfolded on national television when Barbra Walters, renowned for her incisive interviews and penchant for posing tough questions to celebrities, attempted a take-no-prisoners approach with Dolly Parton. Contrary to Walters' expectations, this strategy backfired as Parton defied the stereotype of an ill-educated individual from the Tennessee mountains, which Walters seemed to assume. Parton not only displayed eloquence but also remained unfazed by the probing questions posed by Walters. The outcome of this encounter further endeared Parton to the viewing audience, solidifying her charm and resilience in the face of challenging interviews. In 1977, Dolly Parton had already solidified her status as a bona fide country star, boasting a discography of nearly 19 studio albums, multiple awards, and a rigorous touring schedule to promote her music. As she geared up to release her 20th album, Here You Come Again, Parton's team saw an opportunity for national exposure to introduce her to a broader demographic and boost album sales. This led to her scheduled interview with Barbra Walters. Walters, known for her assertive reporting style, initially adhered to her trademark approach. However, the outcome of the interview surprised viewers, revealing the beautiful, kind, funny, and genuine persona of Dolly Parton. The exposure from this interview, coupled with Parton's undeniable talent, contributed to the immense success of Here You Come Again. It marked a pivotal moment in Parton's career as she transcended into a crossover talent, making her presence felt on the pop scene.
Dolly, did you look like this when you were a kid?
Not quite.
I mean, you didn't have the blonde wig, but when you went into school, when you were 11, 12, 13.
The potential success of this strategic move might have been jeopardized had Walters succeeded in undermining Parton's career during the interview. From the onset of the interview, it was evident that Barbra Walters had a singular objective: to portray Dolly Parton as a fool before a national audience. Rather than delving into questions about Parton's songwriting skills or vocal talent, Walters opted for a series of low blows throughout the conversation. Despite the intent to paint Parton as foolish and lacking wit, the outcome was quite the opposite. The tables turned, revealing Walters as the one who appeared foolish due to the questionable line of questioning. "You don't have to look like this. You're very beautiful. You don't have to wear the blonde wigs. You don't have to wear the extreme clothes, right?" Walters asked Parton. "It's certainly a choice," Parton replied. "I don't like to be like everybody else. I would never stoop so low to be fashionable. That's the easiest thing in the world to do." When questioning Parton's looks did not give Walters the answer she wanted, she tried to belittle the Jolene singer by making her feel like the life she was living was a joke. "Do you feel like you're a joke, like people make fun of you?" Right on cue, Parton answers like a pro, saying, "Oh, I know they make fun of me, but all these years the people have thought a joke was on me, but it's actually on them," Parton explained. "I am sure of myself as a person. I am sure of my talent. I'm sure of my love for life and that sort of thing. I am very content. I like the kind of person that I am. So I can afford to piddle around and diddle around with makeup and clothes and stuff because I am secure with myself." While Walters would ask questions about whether Parton's body was real or a result of having plastic surgery and other questions that were just downright inexcusable, it was perhaps asking if Parton was a hillbilly that ranked in the most despicable comments of the interview. "Dolly, where I come from, would I have called you a hillbilly?" Walters asked. "If you had have, it would have been something very natural," Dolly said with a laugh, "but I would have probably kicked your shins." Barbara Walters not only fell short in her attempt to diminish Dolly Parton, reducing her to a mere caricature of a blonde wig with lots of makeup, but she inadvertently enhanced Parton's appeal to the masses. Parton's popularity soared to new heights as a result. Her adept handling of the interview questions not only left her more beloved by her existing fans, but also garnered new admirers.
We were very proud people with a lot of class. It was country class, but it was a great deal of class, and most of my people were not that educated.
In gracefully putting Walters in her place, Parton demonstrated the same dignity and grace that the world has come to associate with her. For existing fans within the country world, this interview deepened their affection for her, while newcomers instantly became lifelong admirers. Even today, fans rally to Parton's defense whenever this interview is revisited, underscoring the lasting impact of her poise and authenticity. Undoubtedly, Parton has carved out a prominent reputation for herself over the past few decades. Despite numerous interviews, any one of which could have left her jaded, she skillfully turned the tables, endearing herself even more to her audience. This is precisely why Parton's fan base spans a diverse range of individuals, all united in their unwavering support for her, whether it involves rectifying past injustices or standing by her side in the face of any future challenges. Moreover, in 1977, Dolly Parton engaged in an interview with Barbara Walters while in the midst of transitioning into the pop charts to enhance her star power. Despite Parton's numerous interviews during this period, including the one with Walters, she received warnings from those close to her not to proceed. Parton has openly discussed her positive experiences with late-night hosts, but there was apprehension about Walters within her inner circle. Nevertheless, Parton did not find Walters particularly intimidating. When I decided to do my first Barbara Walters special, a lot of people warned, "Oh, you're crazy to do that. She'll chew you up and spit you out," Parton wrote in her book Dolly, My Life and Other Unfinished Business. Nothing could have been further from the truth. Barbara is a very insightful person. Once she realized I was real, that my insides weren't as phony as my outsides, she got completely into it. Parton joked that she thought Walters might not have taken her entirely seriously. Still, she was happy she got to say her piece. "I told Barbara Walters during that first special that I wanted to be a superstar," she wrote. "I'm sure a lot of people thought I was full of it. I think Barbara was even humoring me a little bit. But when I look back at it, everything that I told her came true. I never doubted any of it myself from the time I was a dreamy little kid. I guess that is the definition of faith." She believed that this incident allowed viewers to get to know her personality. "Before that special, I think a lot of people were curious about me, but didn't quite know what to think," she wrote. "Just like Barbara, they found out I was real and took me into their hearts." Because of this, Parton said that she would always appreciate Walters. "That special did incredible things for me, and I have gone back to do others," she wrote. "Barbara and I have always had a mutual respect and admiration, and I'm sure that will continue." However, this thing developed a negative aspect for Barbara, and there are many incidents where she behaved questionable. In 2014, Barbara Walters made headlines for defending Woody Allen in the midst of resurfaced allegations. This recent criticism coincides with reports that emerged a month ago, describing the former 20/20th Inches host as forgetful, apprehensive about falling, and leading a more isolated life. Her rep, Cindy Berger, told Fox News at the time that the reports were false, adding, "I see Barbara every 2-3 weeks and she's fine. I'm actually seeing her next week for tea." In a different interview with Brooke Shields when she was just 15 years old, Barbara Walters asked the young model a range of invasive questions, including inquiries about her measurements and whether she kept secrets from her mother, who was present during the interview. Walters even went as far as physically comparing herself to the teenager and questioning if she had plans to become a mother in the future.
You would have to take your mother or someone, an adult, with you.
You believe me how we can get into movies. All my friends have IDs.
Exactly, and that's the point.
Expressing her discomfort, Shields found the situation perplexing and stated in an interview, "It's practically criminal. It's not journalism." Barbara Walters, known for her assertive interviewing style, faced backlash in 2000 for repeatedly questioning Ricky Martin about his S-orientation. The singer felt violated by the experience. In a 2000 interview during the height of Martin's fame with the success of Livin' La Vida Loca, Walters persistently inquired about persistent rumors regarding his S orientation. Despite Martin consistently denying the rumors, Walters continued probing the topic, drawing criticism for her approach. In any case, Cory Feldman's accusations don't just paint Barbara Walters as another Hollywood insider. They raise a chilling question. How deep does this protective network run? Walters, a media powerhouse, may have been a key player in shielding some of the most dangerous secrets in the entertainment industry. But if one of the most respected journalists in American history could be linked to such dark undercurrents, how many others are complicit? Hollywood's shiny veneer has cracked wide open, and as Feldman bravely fights to bring the truth to light, we're left with a disturbing reality. The people we've trusted to tell the truth may have been paid to protect lies. Walters might have only been one of many who prioritized money and power over morality. And here's the kicker. We may have only scratched the surface. The powerful forces protecting the elite are unraveling, but the battle for justice is far from over. More voices are rising, and the stories they tell about AB, manipulation, and cover-ups are too big to ignore. Could Barbara Walters have just been the tip of the iceberg? So, as these stories continue to break, the real question is, who will be next to fall? And how much longer will Hollywood's web of secrets hold together before it collapses entirely? Only time will tell. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.